If you've ever wondered exactly how VTEC works, I can show you pretty simply with this disassembled head. Apologies in advance for how filthy it is. It's a bit of a barn find GSR head. So basically, here are your valves. This is your intake port. Your camshaft is what actuates your valve. The valve opens and closes by going down to open and up to close. Here you can imagine that the light from my flashlight is air and gas. Coming in, coming in, coming into the cylinder. Now, the depth of that valve opening, as well as the duration of that valve opening, is what determines a lot of the efficiency of your engine. But at 6,000 RPM, you're gonna want a different valve overlap and lift compared to when you're at, say, 1,800 RPM cruising. Enter the dual profile cam. Your cam sits in this channel, and the lobes on it act on these metal surfaces here of the rocker arms, and that's what pushes the valve stem up and down to open the valve. Open, close, open, close. Now the way that VTEC works is when you're driving around with it not engaged at lower RPMs, your cam is acting on these two rocker arms. They're going up and down irrespective of this middle one. So they're going up and down like this. The middle one is just kind of, bouncing around, not doing anything. And it has a little spring or a hydraulic piece underneath it called a lost motion assembly that helps control that motion. But basically, your valve is opening and closing based on the smaller lobe of the camshaft, which is running on these two outer rocker arms. So, you're running up to 4,400 RPM or whatever. Then your ECU tells the solenoid to shoot some oil in through the VTEC engagement pins, which are these. And what happens is it shoots this pin in and locks into the outer rocker arms. So they're now moving as one unit, which means that this larger central lobe is no longer doing nothing. It's in fact controlling the whole sequence of valve lift and duration. Because it's bigger than these two stop mattering, and this one becomes the primary lobe that is acting on the engine. And you can see that it's both taller and wider. So we have the valve, remember the flashlight showing the air, so the valve is gonna now open farther and for longer, which is what we want to gain that high RPM power. So you're cruising along, and then you hit a certain RPM, oil squirts in there and pushes that pin through, locks everything together. So it goes, and that's how you get into VTEC. So that's pretty much the mechanism. I think I got it right. Let me know if you have any questions or if I missed anything.